Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's totally changing the game for CA firms across India, using AI to find and win new clients. So let's just start with a question that, might hit a little close to home. In today's market, are those old, reliable outreach methods really cutting it anymore? Are they delivering the growth your firm needs to stay ahead? All right, here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about the rut so many firms are in. Then, we'll introduce the AI solution, peek inside the toolkit, look at some real-world results, and finally, map out how you can actually get started and what's coming next. Okay, Section 1. Let's really set the scene and talk about the challenges, the familiar struggles that, let's face it, most CA firms are dealing with right now in a super crowded marketplace. For years, the methods on the left, networking, referrals, cold calls, they were the gold standard, right? But the pain points you see on the right are becoming impossible to ignore. They take up so much time, they're really hard to scale up. And honestly, in a digital-first world, a mass email or a cold call just doesn't have the same impact it used to. So, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us right to AI-powered outreach. It's about a smarter, much more intelligent way to find your next great client. So what are we really talking about here? At its heart, AI-powered lead generation is all about working smarter. It uses technology to sift through mountains of data, spotting these little patterns and opportunities that are pretty much invisible to the human eye. And that gives you a serious leg up on the competition. And the process itself? It's actually pretty logical. It all starts with collecting data. Then the AI analyzes it to find those hidden trends. From there, it actually predicts which leads are most likely to become clients. And then comes the magic step. It helps you personalize your outreach so your message actually resonates and connects. It's a clear roadmap from stranger to client. And what's the actual payoff for your firm? Well, think about it like this. You get this massive boost in efficiency by automating the grunt work. Your targeting becomes incredibly precise, almost like a laser. You can finally personalize your outreach at a scale that was impossible before. And maybe best of all, your strategy is based on hard data, not just a hunch. Okay, so how does this all actually work? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the key technologies that are making this whole revolution in client outreach possible. Now, this is where it gets really cool, seeing how these tools work together. Think of machine learning as your firm's strategist. It looks at your best clients and finds more people just like them. Natural language processing, or NLP, is your master communicator. It writes personalized emails and powers chatbots for you. And big data analytics? That's your explorer, constantly searching for untapped markets, maybe a boom in startups in one city that desperately need your services. All right, this all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work for Indian CA firms? Let's look at the evidence, because the numbers, well, they tell a pretty compelling story. Okay, check this out. There was one small firm in Mumbai. By using AI, they boosted their qualified leads by a staggering 40%, and this was in just 3 months. But it gets even better. These weren't just random leads. Their actual lead-to-client conversion rate, the number that really matters, shot up by 30%. At the same time, a firm in Bangalore used an AI chatbot and managed to slash their response time to new inquiries by 60%. They were engaging potential clients almost instantly. And the direct result of that? A 35% jump in leads coming straight from their website. You see, these numbers tell a really clear story. This isn't just a concept, it's driving real growth. Okay, those results are pretty hard to argue with. The big question is, how can you actually make this happen in your firm? Let's walk through a simple roadmap to get you there. It's really a strategic 4-step process. First, you have to assess what you're doing right now and find the weak spots. Second, you choose the AI tools that are the right fit for your firm's size and budget. Third, and this is a big one, you prepare your data. Clean, centralized data is the fuel for any good AI system. And finally, you train your teams so they know how to use these powerful new tools. Of course, any new tech is going to have some hurdles, but these are all manageable. When it comes to data privacy, just make sure any tool you use complies with Indian regulations. Worried about cost? Start small with a pilot project to prove it works before you go all in. And critically, you have to make it clear to your team. AI is a tool to make them better at their jobs, not to replace them. So finally, let's look ahead. Let's cast our eyes to the horizon and see where this incredible technology is going next and what it all means for the future of your firm. And this evolution is not slowing down. We're talking about hyper-personalization that knows the perfect time and the perfect channel to reach out. We're talking about optimizing for voice search as more people use it. We're even talking about predicting a client's entire lifetime value to your firm. And through it all, there's a huge focus on making sure AI is used ethically and transparently. The tech is only getting smarter. And really, this quote just nails it. This isn't just about buying new software, it's about a fundamental shift in mindset. True success comes from building a culture that is committed to making decisions based on data. And that change really has to start from the top. Which brings us to our final thought. The evidence is all around us. The future of this profession is digital, and it's driven by data. The only real question left is your firm going to be ready to lead the charge?